everyone, welcome back to another episode of Learn Japanese from Some Guy. Today we're going to be looking at chapter 43 of my textbook, where we are going to learn how to tell others what our intentions are, or what we're going to basically be doing in the future. So we're going to be using our knowledge of the volitional form. And if you're not familiar with the volitional form, please be sure to go back to chapter 26 and review before watching this video. I'll put a link in the description box for that. But anyway, when we want to express our intention or like a plan to do something, all we have to do is append to omou to the volitional form of our type 1, type 2, or type 3 verbs. So this works the same for all verbs, so it's quite easy. So we'll look at some examples really quick. So here we have the dictionary form verb, the volitional form, and then just appending to omou. So we have aruku, aruko, aruko to omou, taberu, tabeyou, tabeyou to omou, tsukuru, tsukuro, tsukuro to omou, nomu, nomou, nomou to omou, iku, ikou, ikou to omou, suru, shiyou, shiyou to omou, kuru, koyou, koyou to omou. Remember, kuru, type 3 verb, is irregular, so the ku becomes ko. Koyou to omou, I'm going to come. So now we're going to just practice some on our own. So in the first column here, you can practice the volitional form and then just append to omou. So when you write these, be sure to write, remember, in hiragana, katakana, well actually no katakana, but hiragana and kanji. So let's see, we have just these 5. So pause the video, fill in the blanks, and now let's check. All right, so number 1, we have kaku, kako, kako to omou. Number 2, kangaeru, kangaeyou, kangaeyou to omou. Number 3, oyogu, oyogou, oyogou to omou. Number 4, kiku, kikou, kikou to omou. And number 5, miru, miyou, miyou to omou. And remember, miru looks like a type 1 verb, but it's actually a type 2 verb. So we don't say miro, we say miyou. Taberu, tabeyou. Miru, miyou. Okay, so just remember, miru is a type 2 verb. So anyway, now we're going to look at some example sentences. So the volitional forms will be highlighted in purple, so they're easy to see. But number 1, we have 今週末勉強しようと思う. So I'm going to study this weekend. That's what I'm going to do, right? That's my intention. 勉強しようと思う. Number 2, 来年日本に行こうと思う. So I'm going to go to Japan next year. 来年 next year. Number 3, 新しいスーツを買おうと思います. So I'm going to buy a new suit. So suits is the katakana word for suit. 新しいスーツを買おうと思います. So please notice here we have to omou, and we just conjugated it to the mas form to be a little more polite. Number 4, この本を読もうと思います. So I'm going to read this book. And number 5, 昨日来ようと思ったが時間がなかった. So I was going to come yesterday, but I didn't have time. And we're going to look at this use of ga, that's to kind of mean but, a little later in this chapter. But just kind of focus on this part. 来ようと思った. So here we have omou conjugated to the past tense. 来ようと思った. Thought, or I was planning on coming. I was going to come. Okay, so of course, our plans don't always kind of work out the way we'd like them to. So that's why we might see ga or kedo in some sentences, right? I was planning to come, but I didn't have time. So we're going to look at using ga and kedo to show a contrast, much like we would use but in English. So let's see, number 1. それを買おうと思ったが高すぎた. So I was going to buy that, but it was too expensive. I forgot it, but it was too expensive. Number 2, 今朝ジョギングしようと思ったが寒すぎた. So I was going to go jogging. ジョギングしようと思ったが寒すぎた. It was too cold. 寒い is cold, so 寒すぎた. Too cold. And number 3, 寿司を食べようと思ったけどちゃんぽんを頼みました. So I was going to eat sushi, but I ordered champon. So odds are you guys watching this video have never eaten champon. But if you ever go to Nagasaki, then you will definitely see it, and you should definitely give it a try. I don't know if they eat it in other parts of Japan, but in Nagasaki in particular, it's a really commonly eaten food. And if you go to Japan, you can look for a ringer hut. I'll put a little picture up for you to see. It looks like a castle or something. But at ringer hut, they serve champon and other things. But so if you go to Nagasaki, you should definitely look for a ringer hut or some place to eat champon. It's very good, especially if you like noodles. But anyway, as you can imagine, we aren't limited to only speaking in the affirmative or what we are or what we were planning to do. We can talk about what we're not planning to do, right? And make our sentences negative. So all we have to do is simply conjugate omou to the negative form. So for example, omowanai. So here we'll look at some examples. So number one, 今週末勉強しようと思わない. So I'm not going to study this weekend. I'm going to play video games. Excuse me. Number two, 来年日本に行こうと思わない. Maybe I'll go 再来年, the year after next year, or some other time. Number three, 新しいスーツを買おうと思いません. So here we have the masen, the negative form of omo, just a little more polite. So I'm not going to buy a new suit. I don't need one. I have a couple already. Number four, この本を読もうと思っていません. So I'm not going to read this book. I'm not thinking about reading this book. Number five, パーティーに行こうと思わないけど、彼にプレゼントをあげようと思う. So here we have kind of a longer sentence, but we can see, 行こうと思わない. So the negative volitional form, right? I'm not planning to go, けど, but 彼にプレゼントをあげようと思う. Planning to give him a present. So I'm not going to go to the party, but I'm going to give him a present. So that's very nice of me. And on a final note, as you guys should know, if you studied the previous chapter 26, when we talk about other people's intentions, we need to conjugate to omou to the teiru form. So when we talk about all these sentences we've looked at, I have been the subject. I'm not going to buy a new suit. I'm not going to read this book, or I am going to read this book. But if we want to talk about what he or she or they are doing or planning, we need to use to omotte iru. So, for example, number one, 今週末、彼は勉強しようと思っています。勉強しようと思っています。So he's planning to study this weekend. 彼は勉強しようと思っています。Number two, 彼女は来年日本に行こうと思っている. So she's planning on going to Japan next year. And number three, さやかさんはこの本を読もうと思っていません. So Sayaka is not planning to read this book. So here we have, Sayaka-san. So I'm, being polite. So I use the masen form. 思っていません. Alright, so now let's look at some practice problems. So basically, all we're going to do is take the given English sentence and translate it into Japanese using the grammar structure that we have just studied. And if you need a little help, you can use the given Japanese words to help make the sentences. So for example, we have, I'm going to go to California. That is my intention, that is my plan. So we have, 私、カリフォルニア and 行く. So 私はカリフォルニアに行こうと思う or 行こうと思います. So that's my intention. I'm going to go to California. And if the subject is he, so he's going to draw a picture. So we have 彼、描く. It should be が. So 彼は絵を描こうと思っている. 彼は絵を描こうと思っています. So remember, we're talking about he, so we need to use the teiru form of 思う. So let's see, here we have numbers 1, 2, and 3. So pause the video, translate these. 4, 5, and 6. Pause the video, translate these. And let's see, 7. Pause the video, answer this one. And the last two, numbers 8 and 9, pause the video and translate these. All right, so now let's check. All right, so number 1, we have, I'm going to drink coffee. 私はコーヒーを飲もうと思います or 飲もうと思う. Remember, you could also leave out 私. You could just say コーヒーを飲もうと思う. That's fine. Number 2, I'm not going to buy a computer. 私はパソコンを買おうと思いません. Number 3, she is going to eat sushi. 彼女は寿司を食べようと思っています。Number 4, I'm going to listen to music. 音楽を聴こうと思う。or 私は音楽を聴こうと思います。Number 5, he is going to listen to music. 彼は音楽を聴こうと思っている。or 聴こうと思っています。Number 6, I'm going to drink tea. 私はお茶を飲もうと思います。or お茶を飲もうと思う。Number 7, mom is going to make dinner. お母さんは晩ご飯を作ろうと思っている。or 作ろうと思っています。It's fine. Number 8, dad is not going to make dinner. お父さんは晩ご飯を作ろうと思っていない。And number 9, I am not going to watch TV. 私は or just テレビを見ようと思わない。or 私はテレビを見ようと思いません。That's fine. All right, and that's it. So basically, what we learned in this chapter was that by using to omo with the volitional form of our verb, we can express an intention to do something or the intentions of others, and in which case we need to use to omotteiru. And we can also use the negative form of omo to express, my or someone else's intention to not do something. So, short lesson, but very, very useful. You can use it, all the time. And, every day, 日本語を勉強しようと思う。帰ろうと思う。Whatever. So, next week, we're going to look at chapter 44, and we're going to look at a little more in depth with ga and kedo to mean but. So, we looked at it a little bit today, but we'll go more in depth in the next chapter. So, be sure to check that out next time, and we'll see you then. And in the meantime, be sure to, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. And if you haven't already, go to Amazon, check out the book. By that, any support I get, I really appreciate it. So, we'll see you next time. Mata ne.